Are you okay? Are you trying to convince yourself you're okay? Because I went to shuffle, I was gonna just like draw one card for you, felt the vibe, and it just exploded out of the deck as if you were not that okay with something, but like you're trying to move on from it or change it or alter it or not pay attention to it maybe. This could be a lot about emotional availability with a specific person or with your own self too. But King of Swords, with the King of Swords especially, whether this be a person like a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, masculine, or an archetype, like some version of people in your life, maybe repeated, or even a version of yourself, like an aspect of yourself. Maybe this is a very structured aspect, very overthinking, kind of over analytical, maybe even overly critical. I keep getting the word over, so maybe it feels a little over the top. Maybe you're feeling at odds with this energy somehow, or like it's not really flowing in the healthy way you're hoping. Trying to heal the heart, that could be why. Okay, so if that resonates with you, if that's connecting, this is for you. What is your message? Just gonna get one card, but we'll see what happens. What is your message? That's a good message. You'll be happy, I think. Hopefully you'll be happy. Maybe it feels like you're hard to please, especially if you're dealing with somebody. Maybe they feel like it's never enough, or like you're hard to please. This is a lot about what you're creating, like what you're manifesting. And it always is in a sense, but it's like saying, sorry, I'm still tripping out a little bit. It's been a while since we're in front of the camera. But in this particular instance, a lot can change, a lot can form. But it's going to happen from you working with yourself, not against yourself. Like it's going to happen. And again, we don't want to put like any rules on it, because you can manifest however you want to manifest. The world is your oyster. You don't have to put rules on it. But the more you flow with yourself, the less you are at war with yourself, the better. Instead of fighting or forcing or suppressing, which all create tension and like resistance, it would be wiser perhaps to go into acceptance, understanding, compassion, especially with yourself, trust, flow, faith, those kind of words when it comes to yourself. That does not equal complacency or like I accept it how it is and it will never change. It's actually the opposite. When you go into that flow and that acceptance, you immediately take back your power. Instead of being afraid or feeling like you have to resist, which automatically like gives it more power, you are putting yourself in a position that says, I'm able to look at this. I am strong enough to look at this. I'm powerful enough to look at this and accept it and embrace it. It just puts you immediately in a power position with your own self and whatever it is you want to create, okay? Now, especially if you're dealing with a person or this archetype, this King of Swords energy, or that version of that in yourself, whatever, I also feel like you've been actually working on moving through triggers and arguments and drama for a while. You've been working on maybe clearer communication for a while. Just coming out of any kind of like dramas and assumptions and defenses and things that just feel like you have to be guarded and ready. And the overall main message, which took us 4 minutes to finally say, so 11:55 on the clock, I will try to remember to write it on the screen too. The devil in reverse, that's what you're moving towards. That's what you are manifesting. That's what you're creating, which is great, because devil in reverse is essentially freedom. It also could have to do with Saturn making some moves too, okay? But this freedom, it's also a freedom from toxicity, right? Certain levels and layers of toxicity, old junk and baggage, being bound, being kind of like a slave to your addictions or habits or routines or to toxic or negative relationships, even like toxic negative possessiveness. I feel like if this is a relationship for you, it's really going to heal. Keep healing, keep on the up and up. It's going to get better and better. Like, that's the vibe. That's what you're manifesting and creating. But whatever it is for you, Devil in Reverse is incredible. It's a very liberated, healthy, healing, no longer toxic, no longer so heavy, no longer so dense, no longer so run down. Like, it's very nice to see this, okay? Also, beneath all of this, you also are seeming to create more stability for yourself, maybe even more success with your finances or career, but there's just more stable energy coming through. That's really cool to see. Okay, and wow, another confirmation here with the Five of Pentacles in reverse underneath, recovering your losses. Your self-worth is going up, not because of this, but self-worth goes up. This follows, in a sense, like that healing journey, right? But this is also recovering your physical losses. This is a better financial situation for some of you, or material situation, coming out of fear, those cages of the mind, feeling new inspirations, new excitements, new roads, new passions, regaining hope where once it was lost or you thought something was completely done. Okay, now you could be advised to interpret your anxiety a little bit differently. Yeah, it comes up and you're like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. But if you go past like the label of like, this is anxiety, it's just another feeling state. And sometimes, especially in this instance, what's behind you, yes, could have been anxiety, but maybe this is actually something more like that's purging, working through you, or even that's more like excitement. It doesn't have to be happy, positive, good, but just you can just remember it's just another feeling state. You don't have to like worry about the worry. You don't have to be anxious about the anxiety. Sometimes we compound these states of being by getting even more worked up about them, you know. So this is quite a lovely energy that you're stepping into. For whoever, if you are dealing with the King of Swords directly, in a relationship, it gets better. It continues to heal. And those toxic kinks really get worked through and worked out. Business looks good too. But for who the King of Swords might just be an archetype or a part of yourself, I feel like you're just, in general, in your own life, in your own self, it's just better all around, okay? This is the Ethereal Tarot. And you can always email frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. That's what we have for you for now. Much love.